Hello, everybody. Lots of interesting things happening. I wasn't sure, but it's like, well, 14th talk, so we'll dedicate that to the getting our pen from Osiris, that last piece, to take the authorization of writing our live story. And but what I've talked a little bit, but the relationships right up in you. That's the real test, because that's who you've been ringing with. And I was like thinking, dang, man, like drops of rain, little drops of rain. There's so much in the information in there, but would it be like all the personality types that are within that family? That we each have our role to test. I was like, eee. I was like, that's what went down in the Bible. So yeah, I was like at the store, and I was like, everyone I mean, I was getting paranoid, man. I was like, damn, like it's all about me. It's just another test. I'm going crazy. I had a dark night of the soul last night. I threw up something, but I went back and listened to it to see what I was finding, where I was at. I was drunk, but it still made sense to me. So where do we get these clues to keep working? What do we always say? It's on the tip of my tongue, and it really is, because everything you say that is yours. Um, so I had it the other night. Like as you're tightening down your ring, the rings that you're ringing with they're opening to test you. So there came. I was doing everything so scared and making them scared and evil and cruel, and I was just let it ring up in there. Presentation at your for your court. So it's going to be that's your job. Assess it. Before admission. So just went to bring it up there, and then I said, well, what am I doing specifically? And I saw the energy and go, woo, and then came back with, you're not doing anything. You don't give a flying fuck about me. And then I went back and I said, well, what am I doing specifically to you? So, you're not doing anything, but you're doing everything. So just be prepared for that. Narcissist is a word that gets thrown around a lot, but it's just because it's down here in the Tude. Yeah, it's we're all narcissists. I was looking into it. Like, if you have any repressed traumas you're working out or unresolved issues, that would be narcissist down here. The story is that looked in the water and saw its reflection and fell in love with itself. Right? Well, that seemed like a bad thing unless you get the third part of what that really means. Which you're seeing yourself and you love yourself. You're seeing the duality world, that we're all the same, three threes, and so like that's the problem, right? We don't know that we're the other life that's down here, but someone else does. Someone is keeping an eye on that for sure, right? We know all that. So my high school football coach Rick Robertson said to me, he goes, "Wagner, you're a narcissist." But then he kind of was like, then he kind of giggled. He's like, "You're the only one I can say that to," because I knew what it meant. Say spring tacky for my North High football guys. Yeah, so Rick is one of our gods for us coming up. Like it's all you look at your life, like all those little events just built on each other. Some of them stick out, right? So those are good ones to go back and get. It's fun. And one, my cousin Nick, and we're like middle school, and he's like, because he's always wanted to be president and politics and stuff, and he goes, and I'm gonna crack the code of creation. I was like, yeah. It's like, that sounds good. So stuck in there then, and maybe that's for what this is. It's like, Jesus, man. It's like, I gotta go back in that Bible, see what the hell happens in Jesus' life next, man. I need some answers here. But I was just putting in the words, like what happened here, and I run some gematria on it, and I put in like what was it, two thieves. Christ was crucified with two thieves. What would those be? What were they stealing? Well, I still don't know. I have to go back and look at the exact words, but just kept going with that, and I put in just my whole name, John David Wagner. You know, people at that stage were like, yeah, they made it all caps name, capitis diminutus, all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's capital name. It's trying to get your attention. All capital letters, right? That's yelling. That's what that means. So every time you swing, you feel like there's something out there that's beyond you, that's holding you back. You know, just swing up there with it until you can appreciate the creation. It's all connected, all of it. Even, I mean, we'll see that the cartoons out there for the people still watching it. It's just gonna. You've seen that already. So it's like, well, how do we protect our, your dome, man? It's like, well, if you see something, close your eyes. The monkeys told you, right? Just cover your ears. And but then what's the other one that's still in there? It's those other thoughts ringing around in there. So those are the ones you got to go find those. When I was into the Tibetan stuff, it's pretty magic things going on. But I was just reading about it, and but Thich Nhat Hanh, I think, it's like a Vietnamese monk. He coming to New York City, a whole auditorium of people with all their thoughts, and he'd come out on stage and people quiet down, but he would wait, like 45 minutes. He could feel everybody's minds, like they wouldn't get his message, so he would just wait. Let's seek them out mentally, until they calm down. And then his message, that's sometimes it can't get through. There's too much noise in there, people's, so that's why you could tell them something, but they got too many lights on in the projector up there, so you gotta sing them to sleep a little bit, or rockabye baby. Artificial intelligence, are you afraid of that? I said, well, what is that really? And it's like, that's us down here. We're intelligent, but it's artificial, because we're not acting out of pure love in our hearts. We're afraid of stuff, and that's the artificial intelligence. That's coded. That's what that is. Someone sent me a thing. There's an army of clones, and they're going to be released. And I was just like, that kind of right there. That's us. We're the clone army, because we're doing these clone roles. Like, even though we're waking up, but we're still, following that program. So, I don't know. So talk about just about anything. You guys have any particular interest? Like, are there demons? Demon. Well, there's 10 different ways to spell what that is, but just go down to the letters. Well, you got the 4D down here. You got energy. You got your mother. You got her O and the energy, but there's no intelligence to that demon. So just put an I in there. Now you got Damien. Go listen to Damien Rice songs. Like I was into those. Those had special meaning to me. It's like, I knew they meant something. If it touched you emotionally, that was trying to reach, or being sculpted and honed. What else was I punching in there? Yeah. Oh, yeah, just my whole name, John David Wagner. And there it was. Annuit coeptis, ordo, or nuevo ordo seclorum in the Latin. Together united, concepted, a new world order. Like, that's my name. and then thing. It's just, other things too. I was like, so am I going to be afraid of that because it's on the dollar bill? Because I'd be putting my power outside of that. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it might be the new world order. I want to say, people, defund the police. Defund the police. That's like, you're going to defund the breaking the golden fleece down here. That's what that's all about. I mean, cops are, I was getting up in there learning things. I remember asking one at Comfest, like, well, about the Baphomet. I saw his eyes twinkle. Another guy I went to high school with, he was like a sheriff or something, and we met up. And I was like, are you on your oath? And I saw him, like, Mike Whaley. So there's those things, but, it's from on high, right? Like, it's not like they got all these answers, or, they're just told what they need to do. Nothing to be, put yourself out there, they're stopping me from doing this and that. You're the only one that's stopping you from anything. And, at this point, you would know that can't have to say it's a shit show too many times. You're responsible for projecting that, and allowing that in there, for fuck's sake, if you're still at that phase, or where did this come from? Like, gonna get more and more ridiculous till you know, till you get control of your joint, man. Get them bouncers, get that bartender checking what's in there. Already got in there. And get those cleared out. We can talk about that. Narcissist relationship stuff. The people in your life that you meet, the first time you saw them, it's like that electricity went out, right? There's something there. It just feels kind of like the first time, but they ended up being a big lesson for you, part of your story. So I've gone back and looked at a few of those, and what that turned into, and see where the wheels are ringing and why this happened. Because I was like, yeah, we had a big fight, and I was like, yeah, what were we fighting about? And nobody can remember, right? It's not when it's about, like, you only get so many memories for this one down here. I'm forgetting some from 20 years ago, but it's still there. If you want to go get it. Some more of experiences, like how powerful of a creation we are. Like, we're already doing it. You just don't know. That's that 1%, but that's that one on the 50-50. So, Titanic, what was that? It was the love. It was, free. The love is the decider, right? Love and fear. So wherever there's fear or something you don't like, just try to see if you could love it. Because that's part of your life now, that's, healing yourself first so you can be the narcissist that loves yourself because it is itself that's in everybody else. It's like, I was in the park walking at night, stars, I had a friend with me, we're shrooming, getting a blowjob, and boom, I was out, man. Singularity. It's like, whoa, nothing, man. Like, I was like, even the ground, the earth, is every single thing around me is coming from that point, that singularity. And I came back down in there, I was like, so it's pretty special thing that's what we all are up there, and it was all in my mind. Well, yeah, literally. Figuratively, even any other way you want to go with it. A couple more back here. I see people, the Jews are doing this, and somebody else is doing that, and boom, that's it right there. Why did I think they were Jewish people to begin with? They call themselves Jews, and they, it's just part of the set. And I remember in grad school, it's like a Jewish professor, and we went to a Jewish guy's wedding, and we're at the table, and there was a picture, and I saw it. I was like, got the exact same nose, So losing these roles, examine the roles that you're carrying around, see through them, see them for what they are. It's just like seeing through the show, like all this everything. I was in Costa Rica. I had a friend from Nicaragua, and the media was all riots in the streets and political protests. Sound familiar? And he called his family back there, and they were like, no, nothing. So it's just that little acting troupe goes around, getting a little bit bigger sometimes. I don't know. I'm on that one now, but it cut off all the tourists from going down. So they were suffering, well, for money and whatever. But that's just how powerful that is. Like, breaking news. So that's that clue. Well, I don't know. Karen Sawyer, she, we're on the journey, waking up. I remember she had to put books together and talks, and guys are like talking to trees, and it's like, man, it's just these supernatural powers that we have. It just can't be released right now because we don't know what we're doing. We're walking around down here, breaking glass in the China shop. Hillary Clinton, I'm going to break the glass ceiling. She's actually telling you what is for us that needs to be done, to know that there is a glass ceiling, probably something up there, all right, just in the earth, it's reflection, but everything out there is a fractal of the mind. So what's the glass ceiling in your mind, that you don't know there's a mirror from this on high. You're just down here learning. You're just learning. I think you don't want to do this, and if you don't know what you did wrong, that's what it's for. But if once you know, then you can't keep going. And that's the whole premeditation. That's why that's important. So people, I can see how it's getting scary for me. I was like, wah! But it comes back down. You have to go up to the mountain, get to the top. I'm not there. I'm still down here, eating and drinking less, but whatever. It's like be in the world, but don't be of the world, right? That one from the Bible, from that stuff. But in terms of like supernatural things, there was like I'm looking back now, like, well, how did I know that happened? It was in the newspapers, and but there was a house there where they said it happened. People talked about it, but the girl died, 16 years old. Tragic, and a girl down the street was being haunted by demons. Like different personalities were coming up in her. Like bad ones, really bad. But the third doctor just told her, why don't you just invite a nice one in? So she did, and it was that girl that had passed away. She came into her at like 8 years old or something, and she was like, just walked down the street, hi mom, hi dad, knew where everything was, and lived with those parents in the girl's body until she was 18, and then she started saying, I got to go away now, and she did, and so the girl came in, that lady moved away. It was called the Winnetoka Wonder, something like that, I forget. I made a bound book. I was going to get into that. I made one for my mother, that one. So the limits that we put on our mind, like, just can't be true, but there's a lot of phenomena out there that scientists can't explain, right? So yeah, just the pen. Just go up there for that chapter. It's all going to be coded masonically, because that's just the law of creation. I don't feel bad about that. Saw a guy today, is like, but he had like 7.1 million people just watching him. George Floyd. So just quiet those thoughts, with that the light comes down. There was one that I want to say about that. Yeah, I mean, just visualize it. It's powerful. Visualization techniques, like, they're not real. That's all that's real. So if there's the light coming down through a pyramid, and it's like, the fear for me was like, oh, there's something out there I can't control. 2020, all this, but the stage is always set, so you're manifesting something's gonna happen, right? That's a lot of power. Something's got to change, right? We're gonna have Joe Biden has to fight baby's ass, and that's gonna be your president. Well, there's a lot of shadows, cobwebs up in there, and I finally just got good news. I got the 1st and the 9th on up on BitChute, and the 9th one, right? Magic number. And the first one is that it just start thinking about all of this differently. Like, that's the step that I'll be looking for if I'm going to interact with anyone. Because, build up this enemy on stopping me. That's the first step, Then, of course, the 9th one I think is the best one. I don't know why I got to go back and look at it, but it just would not go through YouTube. 99%. I don't know what's up with that, but whatever. Just start dropping it in these links. But there's just a lot of people's noises in their head, these shadows, and they're still looking for, someone to tell them what to do, and it's just like, I'm like, I'm going crazy, but that's crazy too, These are crazy times. Just shut it down for a minute, Like, I try to myself, but it's good. It's good. Let's see if there's any questions. Matthew Hoppy, hey Eli, at Barley down in North Carolina. Fred Woodley. I mean, there's just so much history we have. That's what we remember, right? Like, oh yeah, we had a good time with our friends, and now everybody's freaking out about the news, and questioning everybody. Like, who are you? Well, I don't know. Remember the good. That's it. Just take the good, leave it bad. You know, some of these videos. Well, Dr. Rashad Buttar, he's a doctor. But then what's the message over and over? You know, like, well, yeah, good. Doctor's speaking up for us at that level, but once you can get that every day, you know, that's the test. Who knows? He might just be one of us, really trying to help us, but you know, it's just not the way it works. We know that now. We get to pick and choose, man. You go up to the buffet, you know, the parents telling you what to eat. No, we pick and choose. Our media feed, that's, you know, why we got it. That's why we want it. So we go to Facebook for it. Have a watch party or something, but I'll protest. And I mean, that's your clue right there. Even if you, what, who, why would you go and protest for what? I want a government. I mean, that is it. It's like voting. You didn't vote, you know, because the vote, it was a test. Like, you're dumb enough to vote. So the rest of it's just part of the play. Oh, whatever's going on out there in the streets today, and I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah. So this is the. Oh yeah, but yeah, if someone wants help, you know, if they're genuinely interested, to show them that first one, and that's the test. If they want to join the winning team, you know, and then the ninth one, because I think a good piece of it, people with that, you go back and get all that other stuff. You know, it just helped me, like, oh, this word doesn't mean that. It might actually mean this, and you know, I've been doing that for 25 years, you know, so that's what's needed to get people up there. As I was going back, I was like, you know, but it worked for me then, because I was still trying to work this stuff out. Just ladders, climbing up Jacob's ladder, right? Steps, tools, you know, just want to help my friends, people help me. So yeah, 2020, we had everything's in play. Plasma reset, and I keep on thinking about scope a little bit, but I'm like, nope, it's always right there. It's all just talking about a change in the mind, you know. Once that idea spreads, that's the creator. I've got 50 and 50% of the creation control. So we'll know, be aware. We've opened that gate, crossed that bridge, Golden Gate Bridge. I had to put a photo up for the talks, but when I was putting them up, I had to give them a name, you know, just some word. And I was just like, oh, I don't want to. I was doing it quick, man. This needs to be done. And so the words were just popping in my head what they were, but the ninth one, it was block, you know, like what's blocking the bridge between the hemispheres, so that you can act like the directions straight from God, straight from 9 to the 3 through the 6. So that was Golden Gate Bridge, and I was like, oh, well, probably all the images are copyrighted, but I caught myself there. No, I mean, there's nothing that is not us. It's not here for us just to use correctly. You know, we've had to have surrogate parents step in, you know, for a while, right? It's no different than, you know, an orphan. I was thinking about all those orphanages, but how do you know? You don't know. It's just another metaphor, you know, for another idea. Like, you know, that we start from the very beginning. Like, you don't know, really. I remember the first day I came home from the hospital, though. I was like 2 days old. I saw my sister, and she scampered up the steps, pissed off. And so, you know, that was like how our ink was set to play these lives and whatnot. But yeah, if someone's asking you a question, just listen to what they're really asking, and then just answer that back to them. That's like amazing. But you know, it can be helpful, but if they need you to validate them and all that. But your chambers are protected from that. But yeah, just get comfortable with anything that feels like, why is this not happening? I mean, what kind of world do we want to live in? Like, for the next, you know, we got a long time here. This has got to change. So I'm just going to manifest that. But got the videos, got the connections, the networks. But you know, some people maybe that's not built in their DNA, you know, and that they're just the test for that. That's their role. You know, that's fine. But for the ones getting stuck in it, let's, you know, tone it down a little bit, right? Like, what's the other part of it? The acting parade that just disappeared, man. Poof. You know, like the actors. It's like all these TV shows, right? And I saw this show's getting canceled, and I was like, ugh. Like, oh, is the world going to end because this show's getting canceled? But no, it's just all symbolic or whatever you want to use there. It's a parable for what's going on in our minds. So that's what's really controlling that show. It's reading it instantly, updating. You know, it might be a new idea, but it's, I don't know. See what your role is in for that. See if we can just change it. I feel like it's already changed. You know, but I was freaking out about COVID, but just like that, you know. Children have short memories, so a little here, a little there. God's compassion is that creativity, being creative enough to reach you. I saw that. You know, if you were God, you know, just went through that visualization and you created yourself, but you couldn't directly reach that, and you're watching yourself doing things. You know, you're singing, raining down songs on them, rock bands, books, all this stuff. You know, way down here, you know, well, that looks bad. They're filling the kids' heads all full of lies. See, Ozzy was singing that to me. He kept popping up in my geometry. You know, his role in that. You know, there's the play that is replayed. You know, but the different with free will, but the characters on the stage are just sort of, you know, they know that their role. You could just take your life, just drive the store, take pictures and figure it all out. It would be an Illuminati conspiracy, you know. I mean, because it's all coded, everything, every movement, every personality trait. They work together, and it's just that, yeah, that's it, the golden rule. But you know, I think the tricky one are the close family relationships, because that's where it starts. You know, yeah, we shut down the government with our manifestation, but it's just still gonna be breaking the golden rule by working or thinking, you know, I'm not good enough. We need to make more money. All that kind of stuff. You know, it's in those subtle ranges. Those are the ones that get that all-seeing eye up in there, and to see that, you know. So that's the game plan stand from this end. And I think that's all I got today. So I don't know what tomorrow is. 21st. Scott Calhoun's been sending me stuff, and I was like, but you know, look at it and just sit with it. So I'm like, they're gonna be able to sit with anything. But yeah, we got this big good day for us. Summer solstice. If all that manifestations have been put in there, we agreed to all that. These timetables, years changing. You know, there's nothing that is not unconnected from us. Civil rights movement. I mean, look, that's part of our test. Get people to think that detached from these groups of people that are supposed to be doing stuff for other groups of people. Fuck that, man. I mean, people, man, you gotta go all the life. The insects. I mean, but it is all connected. You know, that's what God did, made all of this stuff. So yeah, golden threads out there. I don't know, but it's everyone, but everyone's got to play their role. So, you know, like Jesus pops up. It's just the mind way of thought, right? It happens all the way down through history. It's why the Bible exists, right? So go see what the things are, but yeah, just guard your ears, man. That's the main one. You know, close your eyes easy enough, and just pay attention to how that your soul. How does that affect your soul? Is it offensive? Is that what feelings is it bringing up? When you look at that, you know, then you're going to react to that, and then that's what you're going to feed your intention. That's what you're going to get. So catch it just right there at the first inception, right? Make that the immaculate conception. Because I even looked at it, I said, whoa, if all these perfect babies are coming in, like, this would be pretty important. And I said, yeah, well, what happens at the alpha and the omega? So I do my Google image search, and there it is. every single cartoon for the young kids is Alpha, called Alpha and Omega now. You know, the Lion King, all that. The Beast, or all those children's Sheba, and yeah, it's about the Beast, man. That's the, you know, I'm not the whole Beast, but you know, it's the Lion and the Lamb, just the metaphor for that. And I was thinking, like, yeah, roller coasters, everything's refraction. It's like most roller coasters, you go to a little hill, and then you go up for the big one, right? Because the little one got you ready, and then you resolution for the rest of it. I was like, except for one, the Beast. Right, Beast, Cincinnati, that doesn't mess around. You just crank, first one. Because that's the Beast, you know, it doesn't even need a preparation. It's like the longest roller coaster. See what the time is on that. It's like 3:03, or, you know, it's just crazy how everything is just, has to be coded, but it's not a secret society doing it too. It's just the code of creation. It's beautiful. It's just everything. All right, I'll let you guys go. I'll watch this, and I know I forgot a few things, but I'll just say them tomorrow. So yeah, just guard those gates. It's Golden Gate. We're going to cross the gate, the real gate. That one. That's the real gate. The creators on earth. So as above, so below. See you on the next one. Take care.